Hi friends, when we pick a stock to invest, we take our hard-earned money, the money that we use our time, our sweat and our effort and after that we take that money that we earn and pick a stock. Is it fair to be extremely choosy and strict when we pick a stock? I don't understand how some people can pick a stock because of some good rumor or some good news. It's really important to pick the right stock that fits your investment style. Look, in this video, I'm not bashing Apple. In fact, Apple made me a lot of money previously. I'm using a 16-inch MacBook Pro, the base model, and iPhone, AirPods Pro here. Apple makes the best products and they are amazing, simple to use and reliable. So in this video, I will explain Apple's business model. Apple is getting ready their business for a total shift in profit making. The stock is poised to rise and rise by a lot. But I'm still not investing in Apple. I still prefer to buy Tesla stock. Anyway, appreciate the thumbs up. It really helps a lot in the YouTube algorithm. So first, I'll cover why I'm not invested in Apple and later I'll explain why Apple share will have so much to grow. So why do I think if Steve Jobs was alive, he would fire Tim Cook? Do you remember the moments when Steve Jobs announced the iPhone? It was so mind-blowing and inspiring.
And we are calling it iPhone. Today, Apple is going to reinvent the phone.
Do you remember the innovation? All I see now is optimization. Let's make the iPhone better. Let's make the iPad better. Oh, let's make the MacBook better. My biggest beef with Apple is the shift away from innovation. I also hate the way they pay dividends and do share buybacks. Paying over $3 billion in dividends and a $400 billion share buyback program. All that does is please the shareholders. I hate it when they care so much for the shareholders.
When you do things like buybacks and dividends, what you are essentially saying is you are throwing your hands up in the air and declaring to the world, I do not know what to do with this money.
Apple's focus should be on the core business and the shareholders gets rewarded with the results of that. See, Apple now has $245 billion in cash in hand. The biggest argument I always get from Apple shareholders is they have too much excess cash. Why not use that money to do some share buybacks and dividends? No, screw you. That's selfish and looking after yourself. That's short term. This is how a fast-growing company cash flow looks like. So the cash flow from operations, meaning the profits from selling a product or service, flow into growth like research and development or building more factories. Every cent goes into growth. Because the focus is on growth, the company makes more money. A perfect example of that is Amazon and Tesla. Then there are companies like the banks and telecoms. Most of these companies, the excess cash flow goes into the shareholders like paying dividends and share buybacks purely because they got nowhere to put the money in R&D. Now we come to Apple. Companies like Apple have cash flow from operations flowing into R&D and shareholders doing both. The signs that they do not know where to put the excess cash to grow and expand. Again, the biggest argument I always get from shareholders is they have too much excess cash. Again, no, you selfish prick. With $245 billion cash on hand, a fraction of it can go towards things like vertical integration, like what Tesla is doing. A company that size and you want to depend on China? China? Hello, are you mad? You saw a small preview of what a trade war, if gone full scale, could have hurt Apple, right? $100 billion would be more than enough for vertical integration to protect jobs in America and bring jobs back to America. Do you know how that will boost America? If Apple doesn't know where to put the next $100 billion, I have tons of suggestions. How about do a help startup fund to fund companies and support them with Apple's technology? A good example of this is Illumina, one of the stocks I own. One of their startups, Grail, which they own 20%, found a way to detect 50 different kinds of cancers with just a drop of blood. That changes mankind. That is innovation. Do I see Apple doing any of the above? All these suggestions will no doubt make America great again. Instead, Tim Cook decides to play it safe and please the shareholders. I have no respect for that guy. Okay, I'm done with my rant. So now let's go to the good part where the Apple shareholders want to know. Apple's biggest profit engine will be selling iPhones. We all know that it's shifting away. Growth been stalling, and it's very clear that Apple is moving towards generating profits from software. Introduction of Apple TV and Apple Arcade last year, the direction is super clear. It's like how software companies are switching from a one-off fee to a subscription model. Subscription model brings consistent revenue month after month for the lifetime of the customer. This is what Apple wants. Apple is in the best position to take advantage of this. See, once you are locked into the Apple ecosystem, you are stuck. So imagine this. So all Apple needs to do is to sell you an iPhone at zero profits. They win the game. Competition will fall. I give you an example of the numbers. Let's say for every 100,000 phones that Apple sell at zero profits, but 20% of the people will pay for software or services. I'm just being conservative. You scale that up to worldwide, Apple will be worth a few trillion dollars. Apple have yet to do that move, but you can see from the launch of the new iPhone SE, a $400 iPhone, and there's no competition. Here is my prediction, and I'm certain it will come true. That phone will sell out, take massive market share, locking in more people into Apple's ecosystem. Software revenue will massively jump. Watch for it. Let's revisit this video in a year. I'm certain my predictions will come true. Okay, let me know in the comments below if you are planning to own Apple shares, if you own Apple shares, or are you planning to sell Apple stock after this video. You know I read every single comment because my main purpose of doing these videos like this is to help people. Concluding this video, you see, as an entrepreneur, I admire Apple's business model, but as a person, I hate them. As a creator, I love their products, and as a person again, I hate Tim Cook. Ugh. That's why I have not invested in Apple anymore. I rather invest in Elon Musk, obviously. Also, I know there is plenty of requests for another video on my stock of Illumina, Square, and my overall portfolio. Yes, it's coming up. I already did a video for one of each, so you know the good stuff. I'll go into more details soon. Appreciate the thumbs up as always. Invest safe.